G'day mate, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America. Today's video is going to be a breakdown of Bluey Season 3 episode RAGDOLL. Now this is the second last episode of this series that we've kind of got. I don't know if it's a half series or a full one. Bluey official webpage has not let us know. However, I watched the finale yesterday and I'm super excited to break that down. But today is about RAGDOLL. So if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I do Australia versus America content as well as Bluey content, being an Australian in America. So if any of that interests you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and the bell for notifications so you can see whenever I post new content. I've really enjoyed doing this breakdown of Season 3. I plan to do it for Season 1 and 2 in the new year as well as the Christmas episodes, so we have something to watch on Christmas, just in case Bluey doesn't release a Christmas episode this year. Bluey is hands down one of my favourite shows. I've had so much fun doing it this time of year. I do, however, also have a Christmas book that has an Aussie Santa in it because our Santas come in through the veranda. So if you want to go and check out my book as well, it's available on Amazon. There will be a link for it in the description box and in the comments pinned down below too. And if you want to find out more information about it, don't forget to check out my second channel, Mixed and Nerdy. So with all of that out of the way now, let's get started on our synopsis. Bandit tries to teach Bluey and Bingo the value of hard work when they want to buy an ice cream with their father's money. He pretends to be a lifeless ragdoll that they must maneuver out of the house in order to get to the corner shop. Wendy assists the sisters in outsmarting Bandit. Nah, I won't lie. Wendy's getting up there. Like, I think she might be above Pat for me, possibly. I don't know. I absolutely loved her in this episode. I can't wait to go through all the little things that happen with her. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was really funny. So we open up in the house as usual and we can hear them already singing like children's nursery rhyme or children's rhyme in the background, the hanky panky. So down by the banks of the hanky panky. So it's really cute. We see Bluey singing it and then we see her in the laundry room and we've got a bunch of Easter eggs in this room. So our first one is the long dog that is inside the washing machine. We saw, or the dryer perhaps. No, washing machine because they're rack is outside. We saw this long dog as well in the episode Rain this season. And then of course we've got a bunch of laundry. Why? None of them ever wear these clothes. Where are they wearing it? Under their fur? Anyway, and then we also have Chattermax in the background there in the blankets. Chattermax has been an Easter egg for this season, so I've really enjoyed trying to find it in each episode. We then see that Bluey finds monies. I won't lie, I'm a bit sad that she said monies and not dollar bucks. I thought that was kind of like a thing with the show, but for this episode, it's just called monies. Something to note, of course, is that it looks a lot like our money in Australia. So our $10 note is also blue. Our note, however, has a man with the cowboy hat on and a horse in the background. So for this one, it's got a dog in the background. So that's kind of a cute nod. The horse is from the Smoky Mountains in the original note. And then the actual person, or the dog here with the hat on, is a reference to Banjo Paterson, who is a famous Australian bush poet. And he is the person who created our unofficial anthem, Waltzing Matilda. Now, we flash over to see Bingo and she's continuing the song on, so that's really cool. I like that this is sort of a part of this episode is this one song. And again, Bingo says monies, not dollar bucks, bit sad. And then we race over and we see Bandit and I love the little book that Bandit's reading. I think it is 100% a reference to the Little Book of Calm. The covers look very similar. And this, of course, was famously in the show Black Books. And I think it was like the first episode of it too, where he accidentally swallows it and that's how he ends up meeting the main guy from the bookstore. If you haven't seen that show, go watch it. It's absolutely hilarious. Then sort of have like that joke about like, you know, money doesn't come from trees, but the kids are like, yeah, it comes from the machine in the wall, duh. Yes, it does come from an ATM. So we get that joke about kids and money. And then I love that we get one of Bingo's famous lines, "This is outrageous." We've seen this before in a couple of other episodes, so I'm glad that they had it in this episode as well. And then we sort of get the whole idea for this episode, and that's that you need to work for what you want. So he says you have to work for the ice cream and for you to earn it, it'll taste better. And then he goes into full ragdoll mode, which of course is the title of this episode. And it's really cool because this is Bandit's first time saying the title of the episode. So I called it in the previous breakdown. I was like, look, Chili's done a lot this season. Bingo said it, Bluey says it all the time, but Bandit never has. So Bandit finally got his chance. He got to say the title scene. Now, something really funny as well about the position that Bandit is in. It's also famously known as the Family Guy full pose. And basically, every time we see Bandit on the ground like this, he'll always have like that one arm behind him and the leg bent. And this is the most famous pose from Family Guy. Now we also find out that Mum is at work earning the monies, so maybe this is taking place on a weekend or on the school holidays, or it could just also be during the day, but I think because both kids are at home and not at school, it might be the weekend. And we then see him rolling throughout the house, just talking about what ice cream he wants, and then he switches from talking about ice creams to talking about proverbs, basically, and he has a lot of these idioms and proverbs and sayings. They're all really funny as well. So, you know, the whole typical square peg in a round hole, obstacles do not block the path, they are the path. So this is a famous like Zen saying or Zen proverb. We then get to see the yoga ball that we've seen in multiple other episodes as well. And then as they move Bandit out, we get to see our second long dog Easter egg for this episode. And it is a purple long dog, and it basically looks like a ragdoll as well. So I love when they do it something that matches the episode. We get the idiom, a little bit of hard work never hurt anyone. And then this was one of my favorite sayings. He said, if you get knocked down 7 times, you get up 8. This is actually an ancient Japanese proverb as well. So that's really cool. Nana korobi ya oki. So I love that they've used like different types of proverbs and sayings and idioms, as well as there's no I in team. Probably one of the most famous sayings, I think. Now the girls then push him down the stairs, and this is one of those like magical layouts of Bluey's house, because he just keeps rolling and rolling, but we can see as he's rolling that he keeps rolling past the same photos and pictures as he's attempting to say a proverb. So just some of the magic of the layout of Bluey's house. So the proverb he's attempting to say as he goes down the stairs is, obstacles are placed in our way to see if what we want is really worth fighting for. I couldn't really tell if this was like an anonymous quote or if it was from Anil Pawar, but either way, another great quote. We see him in the Ragdoll Family Guy full pose position again at the bottom of the stairs. Again, he says yet another proverb. He just keeps going with these. He's got loads of them. And I wonder if they came from his like little book of calm, basically, and now he's just sprouting them back out. But his next one, great works are performed not by great strength, but by perseverance. This is by Samuel Johnson, who is a famous English poet. And then the girls finally click on. They're like, wait, are you trying to teach us something? And then I laugh because Bingo's line here really reminded me a lot of the line from the episode Ice Cream. So Bingo here is like, why do you keep trying to teach us things that we don't want to learn? And in the ice cream episode, Bluey had the line, I don't want a valuable life lesson, I just want an ice cream. So I think it's funny that yet again, ice cream is the reason that we're learning valuable life lessons. But the girls decide, you know what, fine, we're going to keep going with this. We want to get our ice cream. And Bandit yet again comes out with another saying, don't work hard if you can work smart. This saying is like a little bit different depending on where it comes from. But again, it's just a really famous saying. And then I love that they roll him onto his skateboard that we've seen before in the Bob Bilby episode when he was skating and everyone else was on the bikes. And then we get to see Bingo's skates that we had seen her put on before from the episode Sticky Gecko. So I love when we have references to past episodes. And then as they're going out the door, we have 2 more Easter eggs that we've already seen this season as well. So we've got the pineapples on the backpack. Pineapples are from the logo from Ludo Studios, as well as the big pineapple just outside of Brisbane. And then we got our tennis ball in the background there as well. They've reused a lot of background scenes this season, so a lot of these Easter eggs were already there just permanently. So I think a lot of this season has happened pretty close together. Now I love that when we go outside and we see Wendy, she's continuing the Hanky Panky song. So I really love that like she's also in on it and you can tell that she's going to be on the girl's side. Now you see her getting like, oh my goodness, and you think maybe she's going to run away, and we get our classic line from Bandit being like, morning Wendy. And you think that she's about to run, but no, Wendy this season is an absolute mad dog. She's fantastic. Instead, she comes over and is like, what's going on? And the girls basically be like, he's not going to give us an ice cream. And Bandit, you know, tries to defend himself. Tries to tell Wendy just to keep walking. It doesn't concern you. And I love that she's like, nah, it does. I'm going to be on the girl side. And this is like Wendy. She is top tier, man. Like we know that she will go above and beyond when she really wants to, like the 5 lasagnas, what she did in Sheepdog this season. So I love that she's decided, no, she's going to help the girl. She's going to move Bandit as well as berate him as they move him as well. And then having to watch out for Prickles. Prickles are really bad in Brisbane/Australia. Growing up my whole life, I always had to watch out for them, even though you go barefoot most of the time. I don't know, sometimes you get strong feet. Now, I do love that Wendy references that she can show what 10 years of Pilates can do. We see Wendy working out a lot. Like, we don't really see any of the other dogs working out, but she's always in her, like, exercise gear. So I wonder as well, it's like maybe she's a Pilates instructor, like that might be one of her jobs. And then we get sort of a quick glance at like a little ant carrying a heavy leaf, and that sort of, you know, getting us ready to see what Wendy's about to do. I just love that she talks through her Pilates. She's basically doing like a backwards deadlift with Bandit, and it is amazing. Like, look at those quads. It's so cool watching Wendy do this, as well as like trying to talk to the girls and be like, make sure you exercise, maintain a strong core. And they're like, yes, we will, we promise. And then, you know, Bandit tries to pretend that he can't drive, and Wendy's like, get in the car, I'll take you. Which makes me wonder, one, where is Judo? So if it is the weekend, is she maybe with her dad? Because we do have the theory that Wendy is divorced. I made a theory video about that on my TikTok, also called Aussie Girl Margie. I'll bring it over here though as a short eventually. But maybe that's where Judo is, or maybe it's school holidays, or maybe Judo's at her music practice or some sort of class. Because I could see, you know, Wendy being that kind of mum who puts her daughter into a lot of extracurricular activities. But I love it. Wendy drives them to the shops. They're all singing the song now together. As we drive down the street, we just sort of see like a pizza car in the background there, and then like the Australia Post logo and post boxes there on the street too, so that's cool. And Bandit still plays Ragdoll like the whole way to the shops, which is commitment by him. It's quite impressive. And the little local corner store that they go to is a real live location in Australia. It's actually like a little cafe as well. So this is the Florence Cafe in Camp Hill. So I love that you can see that they, again, have pulled a real life location. And there's a couple of Easter eggs in the background too. So we see the skyline of the Brisbane CBD. We also see two other girls there holding ice creams. One of them looks like maybe she could be Juniper's sister, maybe. So that's quite cool. And then above the little corner store as well, we see the magpie, which we had basically a whole episode about with Curry Quest this season. So that's really awesome. And then the ice cream that Wendy goes and gets them is a lime splice ice cream. This is a really famous icy pole or icy block in Australia. It's like lime ice on the outside and just vanilla ice cream on the middle. So I love, again, a little bit of an Aussie reference to our food. And then we get this amazing hallucinogenic scene.
Take a lick.
So overall, I think you can tell that the budget definitely increased this season. This was so awesome to watch and see. I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was just absolutely incredible. I definitely think that I think Wendy's above Pat for me at this point. It's a tough call. Like, Pat's pretty committed, but Wendy has been pretty amazing this season too. So her and Pat, they've got to be the best neighbors you could ever have next door. But let me know down below though, who is your favorite, Wendy or Pat? And why are they your favorite? But I'm so sad this is our second last episode of the season, but don't forget to come back tomorrow. I will be breaking down our very last episode, Fairytale, and all the amazing, amazing things that are in it. It's probably my favorite episode, I would say, easily. It shot straight to #1 without fail. But I'm so excited to share all that with you. So don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below and the bell for notifications so you know when I drop that video, as well as that big thumbs up button too. I super, super, super duper appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Mwah! Bye!